little perch. Alrighty. Well, welcome to another episode of Butler Outdoors. Slow down, keeping it small today. Trying to land a few of these big fat boys. Might switch it up both for bass a bit later, but for now, I'm hungry. Let's put some of these in the bag. Nothing worth bragging about. And it's a perch. There he is, little fella. Put him back. Catching it a while. All right. You guys alright with that? Catching on the line? Technical difficulty, please stand by. Alright. Not Chang, fast star. Alright. Oh, that's a bass, that's not a perch. We don't want you. Get out of here. You get out of here. Come on. Oh, well, we'll take him. He was fun. Calm down, calm down. Calm down, don't be a clown. Alrighty, alrighty. Here. Sometimes you should leave them in the water a little longer so they can tire themselves out. And this would be one of those cases. There we go. I don't know if you guys can see that there. I think the sunlight's in there. You might not believe me. You might think it's a big bat or perch, not a bass. Always popping around, hurting himself. Don't worry, his name's not Cecil. See, there we go. It is a bass, and we're going to let him go. It's just in case his name is Cecil. Fishing, you want to make sure that you're fishing the right kind of structure. And in my experience, there's nothing better for perch than milfoil. If you can find some good milfoil patches, about 10, 15 feet of water, even up in shallow as 5 feet of water, you'll catch some decent sized perch. Sometimes they just troll the shorelines and you'll catch them. But yeah, you gotta go find yourself some milfoil or something like that. Fish that. Use your smaller baits. You can always use live baits, tried and tested and proven. For me, it's small twister tails and small tube jigs. The odd time a small spoon will work pretty good for them. Today I'm just using the small white twisty. Using a Berkeley version. It's power bait, so it's got that power bait formula. On a slow bite day like today, it's almost crucial to have some sort of flavor or taste to your bait. That way they'll want to hang on to it and get them in the boat, rather they'll just come up and like lick it. Is that, don't get the hook in their mouth. Getting the hook in their mouth gets them in the boat, like this. But ideally you want to catch little things, better things than that. But almost embarrassing. I didn't catch that. What are you talking about?
God.
Okay, let's take a break from the water and take a look at what I'm using today. Got my standard Berkeley lightning rod, medium light, with the Cabela's Fish Eagle. But what I'm running on the twister tail setup is a lot different. It's a much smaller Berkeley twisty tail. It's nothing fancy, it's just a standard style tail. But it's got that power bait formula on it, and that really does help. What I'm using for a hook is a little trout hook. So it's a little bit more of a sleeker profile on there. And it slips into their nose a little bit more unnoticed, and you can get the hook set a little better that way, I find.
And then I've got a split shot. It's about, say, a foot away from the bait or so, maybe a bit more, I guess. But what that does is that'll come down when I'm fishing slow, and it'll hit the cover. And then this kind of will float around and sink into the cover slowly. And then that's usually when they'll come and smack it. Sometimes they'll just sit on top of the weeds, and because it has no weight, it won't really, get hung up too bad. So, and that's why I use the little split shot instead of, say, a jig or something like that. You can still swim this rig, and I do swim it quite a bit, and it does presentate very well, but it allows you to slow it down and then fish the weeds and heavy cover kind of thing that way without getting hung up too much. All right, well, let's get back on the water and get some more.
Now they're just perfect eating size fish. There he is. Oh, that was a nice one. Fuck. It's a 5-pound perch. Like you believe me. Awesome morning on my favorite lake in the world here, Lake Simcoe. I'm going to go home and take my big bag of perch and have myself some lunch. We'll see you next time on Butler Outdoors when we're roofing some more lips.